Let's learn some more stuff about org mode in Emacs. So I'm going to open up Emacs. I'm using D menu for that and hit F11 for getting full screen. And I'm just going to, I already have a package called org superstar setup in my system. So I'm just going to create a new org file. So the first thing I would like to do is I need to specify some title. So star and space to get a bullet like that. And here I can specify like activity for this. So I can use plus for getting another bullet. If I hit plus and space, you can see the bullet changed. And I can type like eat. So if you just hit enter, it will just go down to the same indentation. If you use alt and enter, you get a bullet with the same indentation. So you can use something else for that. So something like this you can use according to your preference. So I'm not going to do something like that. So if you need to change the bullets over here, you can do a shift and right arrow. So it will change the bullets for you. So you get something like this. So you can change that if you have installed org superstar. And if I need to start fresh, like another content or something, I hit star and space, I get the second main heading. Instead I can use subheading with 2 stars. So if I hit 2 stars and a space, I'm going to get something else like this. So if I hit shift and arrow, I can get a to do for that. So I'm just going to go down over here, minus and brackets, and I need to leave a space in behind. So if I do something like this, I get a checkbox. Let me initiate a proper checkbox. So to do, and I'm going to specify stuff I need to do. So here I need a checkbox for this. So minus space, open bracket, space, and a close bracket. So you can see it's bold. So if I hit a control C, it'll give me an X mark to tell me like it's completed. So if I do a control C again, you can remove the check mark. So for this to do, if I need to specify like the percentage of completion, I can do a bracket. I can do a percent inside and close this. So this will give me the percent of completion. So again, we need to do a control C in the middle. So currently it's 0% complete because we don't have we haven't done the activity. Similarly, we can specify another checkbox for this. And here we are going to specify activity. So shovel, and maybe we can specify similar activity again. For example, workout. So if I need to mark this, all I have to do is go inside the middle. If I do a control C, you can see it immediately changed to 33% because we have completed one activity. Control C again, you can see the changes. Control C again over here, you can see we have completed the to do. Similarly, we can minimize this by hitting tab. You can do that. And we can specify more bullets, like more lines. If I need like 3 indentations for the next sub, I can do it 3 spaces and like 3 stars and a space. So this will give me another heading with 3 indentations with respect to the content. So here I can specify something like headline for this. So I can specify a deadline by hitting control C, control D. So this will give me a calendar. So here I can specify like at the bottom. I don't know whether you can see that because the screen key is blocking the view. So you have a calendar over here, you just pick the date and hit enter. So it'll insert a deadline for you. So if I need to add some source code to this, like if I'm specifying some random content over here, can do 4 stars for this one. And source code example, I'm just typing random stuff. So in order for you to give a source code inside like a separate space, if you want to run, all you have to do is hash and a plus, and you just type begin underscore src in uppercase and a space, and you can specify whichever language you are going to use. So Emacs Lisp, for example. So for example, if I do a plus 2,3, so if I try to execute it over here, Control X, Control E, it's not going to, like, you can see the output 5 over here. So if you want this inside a separate source block while you're exporting this to HTML or something, it's not going to be there if you type like this. So in order for you to do that, all you do is hash plus end underscore src. So what this does is this will give a separate spacing for the source code. Similarly, I can like give bold, italics, all the other stuff. So formatting is done with if I need bold content, I need to hit star for bold. You can see that. And if I need italics, slash and like strike through minus, I think, no, plus, and underscore for underline. So you can see that's how we can do like basic formatting inside Emacs. And you can export this, and you can export this content actually to HTML file. So if you export this, or if you use this file inside something like GitHub, it will be considered as an HTML file, like it will be exported as HTML by default if you use an OGG file. But you can convert this directly to HTML from inside Emacs yourself. So that's done using the Emacs's built-in export function. So if you want to export this, all you have to do is Control C and Control E. So this will bring up the Emacs's export layout, like export option. Here you can export to multiple option. So for this case, we can export to HTML. So if I do H and H 2 times, it's going to export the file to HTML file. So if I open up, like, let me exit out of full screen. If I open up my file browser, I can see I have this example.html. So if I open that up in Chromium or any other browser, you can see we have this formatted as the way we want, like as the way we define this. So we can disable this table of contents and all this stuff. You can see casual day, it's having numbering, we can disable that. And you have this source code block, you can see it's Emacs Lisp. So you can see like bold, italics, which we have specified over here, and you have this author name, and you have this created date and all this stuff. So the way is you can like you have options to do this. Let me close this out. So if I go to the top and if I specify hash plus and options, and I'm specifying an option for like numbers to know, like NUM colon, and I can specify nil, so it will not generate any numbers while I export this to HTML. So if I do a Control X, Control, like I'm sorry, if I do a Control C, Control E to export and do HH, it's exported again. So if I open up my file browser, And if I open up the HTML file again, you can see all the numbers are gone. Similarly, you can remove the table of contents, and you can add the author or remove the author, stuff like that. So basically, you have some custom set of options which you can predefine in your org file. So, or you can define that globally by inside your init file according to your needs. So if you're using something like LaTeX, you may have to do that. So you can specify them over here. And one other thing over here is we have this to do activity. If you need to convert this to do to done, all you have to do is shift and right arrow, so it will mark it as done. So if I do a shift and I'm sorry, if I do a shift and left arrow again, it will mark as to do. If I go back again, no to do or done. So that's how you do like to do and all this stuff inside org mode. So if you are someone who posts like your stuff on GitHub, and if you're trying to find an easier way to write readme or a contents or something like that, you can use org mode, so it will neatly format for you. So all you have to do is you have to specify the source files over here like this, so it will give a small box for that. So that's like a neat way of doing stuff. And when this one gets too much cluttered, just hit tab to hide everything. So I hope this one was helpful. I hope you all have a wonderful day.